For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. Yesterday, the internet was in a frenzy over the sexual allegations of Will Smith and Duane Martin. These allegations came from a man who identified himself as Brother Bilal, Will Smith's alleged former assistant, in an interview with Tasha K. On Wednesday, November 15th, The Breakfast Club would share an exclusive clip from their upcoming interview with Jada Pinkett Smith. Their conversation would touch on the recent allegations from Bilal that came to light. Pinkett Smith would explain that Bilal had previously tried to get money out of the Smiths, but when he was unable to, he decided to go another route. Let's take a look.
And let me just say this. It's ridiculous and it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a money shakedown that didn't work. We're going to take legal action. Because it's one thing to have your opinion about somebody versus just making up salacious, malicious stories. That's actionable, so we're going to roll with that.
Now, as mentioned, this clip comes from an upcoming interview that's scheduled to air in full on The Breakfast Club tomorrow, November the 16th. On Tuesday night, a rep from Smith told TMZ this story is completely fabricated and the claim is unequivocally false. In response to Jada coming out and addressing the rumor, some Instagram users would comment under The Breakfast Club's Instagram page. One user would say, "What's crazy to me is people literally can say anything about someone and other people will take it as a fact and gospel with no proof. But like you always say, nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining." Comedian Spank Horton chimed in on The Breakfast Club's comment and said, "It's been a rumor for a long time though, but hey, it is what it is." Another user added in, "Will Smith was single-handedly ruined in a year by the people closest to him. That in itself is scary as heck, man. This is why I'm so closed off. 30 years squeaky clean career ruined." Some folks in the comments were happy to see Jada finally defending Will Smith and even wondering what took her so long to do so. Some others don't believe Bilal and encourage the Smiths to pursue legal action. Joining me is our very own You Be the Judge analyst, Joya, to dive more into this conversation. Joya, the internet is in a frenzy. I want to get your reaction. We covered this a little bit, but when you saw this clip of Brother Bilal talking to Tasha K, what was your reaction to it?
You know what? I did catch that interview and it was juicy and it was scandalous and it had great fodder and it made for great tea. But I'm of the mind, like, where's the proof? During the interview, Tasha K, I barely, if ever, heard the words allegedly or what I perceive. So these are cover words that prevent strong defamation against litigation, which is what Jada is seeking at this point. She publicly declared that on The Breakfast Club. As much as the public has heard stories about the Smiths and even their children, nothing has really been proven by parties. So that's something that I always keep going back to. And the closest kind of evidence of it being proven was probably August Alsina, when he talked about that they had moved their marriage from a traditional marriage to like a lifetime partnership. And her and Jada didn't push back on August Alsina. So that was like the only one that I was kind of like, it might be true, because they didn't viciously go after him like they're going after Brother Bilal.
What do you say about the allegations? There's like, like so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing. I know that's right. What do you say about the allegations? There's like, like so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing. I know that's right.
What I'm saying is, maybe some of the gossip is true, but it hasn't been proven. In the words of Johnny Cochran, it's not what happened, it's what you can prove. Did the glove fit? So that's kind of what I think about at this case. And when you talk about what grounds she has some strong defamation grounds. To prove defamation in California, which is where I believe the Smiths reside, you must prove 4 things: that someone made a false statement about you, that the statement was published or widely disseminated, that the person who made the statement did it negligently, recklessly, and intentionally, and that the results of the statement was damaging to your reputation, opportunities, and or wages. I believe that conversation with Tasha K proved all of that. It has all of the elements of that. Libel is under defamation. Libel is anything written or posted, online magazines, IG, Twitter, things like that. And slander is verbal statements like this platform, our podcast, and things like that. So it has all of that in that Tasha K interview. Tasha K, she got to be careful.
Yeah, and I want to let me ask, because this situation reminds me of when Tyrese went on The Breakfast Club, and then he turned around and now he's being sued for the same thing of defamation. So I guess breaking that down, I appreciate hearing that. But I want to talk about the other side, because when we talk about Tasha K, we know the whole ordeal between her and Cardi B. People just talking about like, hey, Tasha K, you better be careful.
But I urge people to think about the things that they say to hurt people. And I also, think about, why now? You've been so complicit for years. You went on a book tour with Will Smith. I see pictures of you on a book tour with him. Why are you coming out now with this information? So yeah, definitely there are grounds. It's different than me or you. Like, we don't know this, Miss. I don't know, Sydney. You be getting them celebrity interviews. So
I've never met Will Smith. I've never met Will Smith.
But yeah, like me or you, like people that have never met them, we can say, oh yeah, I think they into this. I think they into that. I think they into this. Boom. But if you're close to them, that's a little bit different. You have some information.
Yeah, and honestly, Joya, like your thoughts mirror exactly what I was thinking when I saw this interview. Like, I was just like, why now? Of course, my mind goes to like, what are you selling? What do you want out of this? What are you, longing for? Because and I'm going to say allegedly because we're on a platform.
Allegedly.
Right. All things allegedly. I've seen people in the comments, and I want to use my words carefully. So Joya, you hop in.
I'm helping you. I'm right here with you, sis.
But I've seen people in the comments comment on, they may think that Brother Bilal is allegedly, gay or of the LGBTQ plus community. So to hear him come and say, though, the way that he described what he allegedly saw, like, it just felt like, oh, you want to emasculate, you want to hurt him, you want people to have such a visual in their mind of this incident that you say you allegedly saw, that it completely wipes out Will Smith the way that we see him today.
Oh, you said it, Symphony. It was so graphic. The way he said it, I'm like, did you get some joy out of that, Brother Bilal? You got to come talk to us on the couch, because he described it like in detail of what he saw. And a lot of people, if they see things like that, they want to cover their eyes. They're like, no, I didn't see anything. But he was able to give a detailed description, no pictures, no video, no eyewitness testimony. So if the Smiths do pursue litigation, it's going to be very hard for him to get out of this one unless he recants his statement, retracts his statement, or on the other side, establishes proof.
Gotcha. So I'll close out with this, because also, of course, people are saying, Will Smith, I read a comment earlier, Will Smith's career was ruined in a year. A lot of people talking about just all the things that has been happening throughout this time, and now we have this. What do you think about the state of Will Smith's career? Do you think this is going to impact it negatively, or do you think the image that we have of Will Smith is too strong to fade?
Will Smith is in his 5th decade, and he's managed to get through his entire life from his teens to his 50s with a squeaky clean image. Like, he's been deemed the father of July 4th. He had a movie to come out on July 4th, kind of like in a synchronization for a number of years. But now I think we're starting to see a couple of cracks of him becoming a real human person. I don't know about you, but for so long, people was like kind of jonesing him for not like cussing in his raps and being squeaky clean. And now it's starting to come to fruition with their Philly slap. Like, if he's a real person. So I'm really curious and interested to see how he is changing and he's evolving. I wouldn't say he's going down, because he has a pretty strong publicist team to be able to bounce back from anything. Like Jada even said in the interview, Will always finds the funny. But I believe that this is an opportunity for him to be more vulnerable with the public, and whatever that looks like for him to be more vulnerable with the public.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I do hope I see our community kind of rally behind our people a lot more because, you know, the industry, we say all the time, oh, the industry never wants us to make it. We don't have the representation. But here we go. We have somebody, Will Smith, who has, like you said, had a squeaky clean career. He hasn't hurt anyone in the sense of, you know, he's not out here hurting children or, you know, killing people or anything that we see on the other side of the fence. This is just allegations that are coming out. So, no, I absolutely agree with you. And I'm so happy to have you on here. I'm so glad you were here for this conversation because I wanted to make sure that we were able to provide those facts. Now, before you go, Joy, you know I love to talk about what you have going on and how people can keep up. What do you have coming up? And, of course, how can people follow you?
First of all, thank you to all of the listeners on this platform. I have received so many DMs of people wanting to connect with me. A young lady in New Jersey, we're supposed to have a conversation later on this week. And I was talking about different policy things that I'm working on, different bills that I'm working on. Right now, there's currently a bill for death penalty abolition in Ohio. I just left the hearing and I'm really excited about that. So if you want to continue to plug in and join in the movements locally, you can follow me on Twitter, X at Justice Bay Joya, or IG Justice Bay _. Thank you so much, Symphony. And I can't wait to see the full interview.
I'm definitely waiting. I normally don't watch the Tasha K. Tasha K's comes out, well, hers is out today, but then Jada Pinkett Smith actually comes out tomorrow. Yeah, so I normally don't watch the Tasha K, but I'm going to go watch that just for research purposes. And then tomorrow when Jada's drop, I'm going to watch that as well. And we're going to talk about it because I
love you, Symphony, for research purposes.
For research purposes only because I'm confused. Now, before we head out, Jada, look at me calling you Jada, Joya. We actually have a couple of exciting things going on here at the studio as well. We're actually looking for someone to sit at the table with me in Atlanta. So November 30th through December 1st, we'll be holding auditions right here at our Atlanta studio. That's 235 Walker Street. For Comedy Hype News, I'm just kidding. But I do have a special announcement. The Comedy Hype News show is now looking for an analyst to join me right here on the show. Auditions take place November 30th through December 1st right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So click the link below or go to Hype Plus TV /talent search. Hope to see you in a chair near me. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. As far as for this topic, you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts about Jada speaking out about the allegations against Will Smith? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. And allegedly. Come with the facts. My girl Rita Brent said it best. Come with the facts. For Comedy Hype News, I'm just kidding. But I do have a special announcement. The Comedy Hype News show is now looking for an analyst to join me right here on the show. That's right, there's an opportunity for your tush to be in one of these seats. But before you get too excited, here are a few requirements. You must be Atlanta-based, over the age of 21, so sorry to all my young babies. And you gotta know how to stand 10 toes down on your opinion. Now, technically we'll be sitting down, but you get my point. 10 toes down, not 9, not 8, but 10. Auditions take place November 30th through December 1st right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So click the link below or go to Hype Plus TV /talent search. Hope to see you in a chair near me. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.